Amanda, good morning.
Good morning, Neil. How are you?
I'm very well. You got a bad fright, but rather than me tell the story, I thought it'd be better if you came on. But thank you for sending me all of the screen grabs. We are talking about a thing called Omegle. Am I pronouncing that right?
Yeah, that's right. Omegle.com. It's a website.
It's a website where you have an opportunity to talk to strangers.
To talk to strangers, yeah. I mean, it says it exactly on the website. Talk to strangers.
And that's what your son ended up doing, wasn't it, on Saturday night?
So what happened was, first of all, I teach my son an awful lot about internet safety, etc. And I suppose through this lockdown and the pandemic, we've kind of stretched the rules a little bit for him to have that extra little bit of time on the internet. When I say he's on the internet, it's always monitored. There we have all the parental safety things happening in the computer, and he uses PS4 mostly. And
for gaming with pals, yeah, I know. Yeah. And look, it keeps him talking to his friends and to his cousins and all of this stuff. How old is he? Do you mind me asking?
He's 11.
Okay, all right.
He's 11. Now, he was in company with a friend over the weekend, and I always tell my son to come and speak to me about something that he's unaware of. So he came to me and he said, I was using a website, but I came off it again straight away, Mum, but I don't know what it is. I think you should look at it.
Yeah.
So I said, well, great stuff for telling me. Thank you. Didn't really think that it was going to lead to what it did. And I said, okay, what is it? His friend showed him this, and his friend asked him to go on it. When the friend showed him what it was done on a mobile phone. And when they entered onto this website, the first thing I said was, well, now, what does it say straight away? Talk to strangers. What do we teach you not to do?
Yeah, it says that.
Talk to strangers.
It says, Omegle says, to help you stay safe, chats are anonymous.
Chats are anonymous.
Unless you tell someone who you are, and we suggest that you do not. So your son is on it, and this character rocks up to chat with them. Hi, I'm 18.
Yeah.
An 18-year-old female, he claims.
No, he claims to be a male. Now, what happens here is previous
it says female here. Oh, no, sorry, male.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, what happens previous to this is my son tells me that we videoed. So you have two options. You have a chat or a video. And I instantly said, who did you speak to when you videoed? He said, I didn't take much notice, but my friend was just doing it, so I just looked in every few minutes. So I said, okay, was it men or was it women or was it children? And he said, there was about 18. I said, 18 videos? He said, yes. He said, but what you do is if you want to talk to the person, you continue the conversation. You don't start the conversation. It's initiated first by the website. So the person you've began this either chat or video with, they begin the conversation first. Then you reply.
Yeah, I understand how chat works. I don't know how they can say that they randomly picked the person to chat with if they randomly matched up someone who claims to be 18 with someone who's only 11.
Who's 11, yeah.
But anyway,
I'm not sure what way that works.
Yeah.
What happened was after that, Neil, is that you swipe over to get rid of the person and you begin a new one. So like that, they did 18 of them. Now, I said, was it men, women or children? He said, mostly girls, about 12 or 13. I said, how do you know they were 12 or 13? That's what they said. I said, you could see their face? Yes. So my greatest concern at that moment was, can anybody screenshot these images of these children's faces? Anyway,
this fella then starts asking, how are you? What's going on? Laying in bed, I'm bored.
I take the phone away from him first, Neil, and I sit with him and we do this together, because I say, look, this is what we'll do and we'll see what's going to happen. And I'll show you what the dangers are. Okay.
So you're saying things, I'm supposed to be sleeping. My mum says, my mum would be 18. Angry. Yeah, he says I'm 18.
He's 18.
I'm a little bit horny.
I say I'm 11.
You're 11.
I'm an 11. Are you male or female? He says he's male, I say I'm female. So now he's an 18-year-old male and I'm a female of 11 years old.
Oh, clearly evident here, yeah.
It's clearly evident.
And then
he immediately brings me away from the website and asks me about Snapchat. And I say,
what's your Snapchat name? Do you have Snapchat?
Yeah. So
why does he want to do that, incidentally, Amanda?
Well, what he's doing here is he's trying to take me away into this private place where, like Snapchat, as you know, images, conversations, they disappear.
So he gets you onto Snapchat, and he's looking, and he sends his Snapchat handle.
He sends his Snapchat name so that I know the friend request that's coming in.
And if you were to click on that, then you move away from this Omegle into the world of Snapchat, and you have an 18-year-old Maria
talking to an 11-year-old
girl. Yeah.
Now what he does here, Neil, is that he asks me immediately he asks me for photos of what he says from there down.
Yeah.
He constantly uses that term from there down.
Yeah, because there's references to pajamas and things like that, and then there's references to show me how you want to lick my lollipop with your finger. What the hell?
Exactly, yeah. It's very...
Then you say, do you think I should send a picture? I think I'd get into trouble. And he says...
I asked my mum.
It'll be between us. You mustn't tell him. You say, I'll ask my mum.
I better ask my mum before I get into trouble.
He says...
And he said, no, don't do that. Immediately, no pause on the reply. No, don't do that.
And you say, why not? Yeah.
He said, because you'll get in trouble and she'll take your phone away. And he follows with, do you really want that?
Yeah.
You know, it's a very mind-controlling conversation.
Yes, that's a good term. It is mind-controlling. Do you really want that? Yeah.
Yeah. Very, very mind-controlling. And now, bear in mind, if this is an 11-year-old girl, she's instantly going to be afraid to talk to her parents. She's not going to talk about it at all.
Yeah, then
what happens then after that? You're back to this situation where he wants to see
we're back to the photographs below the waist again. Yeah, here we go.
Yeah. And so I divert the conversation a couple of times to things like, where do you live? Do you go on holidays? I try to find you on Facebook. Do you have a job? And he keeps coming back with the same thing. He wants the photo.
How long did this go on, incidentally?
It was about 15 minutes.
Right.
It was about 15 minutes. Now, I'm pretty sure that if I continued to do this for a few days and kept this as a conversation, and I don't know, look, I asked him where did he live? He asked me where did I live? He said Switzerland.
Did he? I didn't see that now in the back and forth.
No, because
here.
I tried to screenshot as much as I could at the end.
Yeah. And did you tell him where you were living?
No.
Okay, bear in mind now, he thinks he's talking to an 11-year-old girl.
11-year-old girl, yeah. So when he asks specifically for things, I try to turn the conversation to something else, but he keeps coming back with the same request. So he says to me, it's nice here this springtime. And I say, great. He's asking me then who is with me. And I say, look, my mom is calling me from another room. I need to go now. I need to go and get dressed for bed. And he says, no, with a question mark. And I say, yeah, but I'll come back and check the messages again. So he's very obliging in the conversation, if you like.
Very patient, so He's working the room, as they say here, trying to get a result.
Kind of a relationship here with me.
Yeah.
And he asks me, have you any face? I ask him, have you any face picture? He said, yes. And he sends me a picture of his face and his clothing and his hair. And then across the screen it says Gucci. So clearly, to me, this is like an advert for Gucci.
That's all it is.
Randomly Googled it.
That's just a photograph of a Gucci model.
Exactly.
But sure, he thinks he's talking to an 11-year-old girl.
Yeah.
She's gullible.
Gullible. So I act like I'm gullible then, and I say, can I keep this one? And he says, for what? And I said, for my locker in school. So he says, yeah. So that's fine. we instantly go back then again to
the pictures.
The pictures.
Do you have a pic? Do you have a pic?
Yeah. And
what kind of pajamas?
No, I haven't.
Yeah.
What kind of pajamas are you wearing? Now, that was the end of the conversation. But I haven't I haven't agreed for him to send me anything. But what happens is that midway through the conversation and towards nearly to the end of the conversation, he sends me 2 pictures of him from the waist down.
Oh my God! Okay, I don't have that in the chat back and forth. So he did
you
send.
Don't, because you don't. It's not discussed, kind of as such. It's not highlighted in the conversation. Besides, when he says he does this on Snapchat, so we've come into the Snapchat conversation, and he says to me, "Did you like what I sent you on Snap?"
How'd you respond to that? These are explicitly nude photographs of his. Yeah, okay. Well, how did you respond then when he asked you?
I was very reluctant to answer him, and I said I never saw one before, and I said, he said, would you send me one too? He said, do you like it? I didn't actually respond to that.
Yes.
And he said, would you send me one? And then he says straight away, going into want to lick it like a lollipop and want to video. He asked me then to make a video of me doing this. He asked me to do things and record them and send them to him on the Snapchat.
Here we have it, lads. A case history, chapter and verse, line by line as to how this actually plays out in the real world.
Yeah. And he says, want to make FaceTime. So we're now going to another type of... It's like he's getting me to be in contact with him privately, away from this website. He has me on Snapchat. He's asking me for videos. He's now asking me, do I want to FaceTime so that we're live together?
Yeah, and the omegle.com advertising slogan is talk to strangers.
Yeah.
Exclamation mark. Start a chat, start a video. But these pedophiles then move you off that portal. They move you off that portal into a safer world, which could be Snapchat or areas like that. So when did you confront him?
So what happened was he kept on asking me, would you send me one too? And I just sent back like an emoji face of embarrassment, and I said, I'm shy. And he says, you will send me one? You want to send me one? I want to see you from there down. And I said, I'm in my pajamas. And he said, what can you send me a picture? What's your pajamas like? And I got so frustrated and annoyed. He sent another picture. So that was the second one he sent.
Explicit picture, yeah.
Yes. You can see, I got such a fright that I immediately turned it away from myself. I wasn't expecting it because I didn't agree. I didn't say, send me one. You know, it was just total random. So I then, I took a hammer and I took a screenshot of this hammer, and that's what I sent him.
How did he react to that? How did he respond to the hammer?
You know what? I thought I wouldn't get a reply at all. And he sent me back a laughing face emoji, and he said, nice PJs. So, what does that tell you alone like this? This is something he's used to doing. He's gotten replies or found out or whatever. He doesn't care.
No, but he's also got his kicks out of the conversation back and forth. This is all he wants to happen. I mean, he didn't get photographs, thank God. Your son was sitting next to you for this, was he?
He was, yeah, and it was a lesson. It was a lesson that I wanted to.
Okay, okay, I'll come back to that. So you terminated the conversation then?
He said, I'm not afraid. I said, well, you should be. I said, and embarrassed and ashamed. And he said, come, I'm not afraid. Well, then come find me.
Yeah.
I am a ghost.
Yeah.
Whatever that.
And that was the end of that. What did your son make of that then, that lesson, that life lesson?
Well, you know what? He was a bit upset, and he said, Mom, I didn't really look at this at all. I didn't see anything like this on it. I was just looking at someone using it, and I was curious, so I looked in every few minutes to it, and I looked away. I was doing my own thing. He said, but I said, this is exactly what's out there. This is what's online. If I left you to your own device, you're a child, you know so much, and there's so much you don't know. If I left you to your own device and said, here's your mobile phone, take that wherever you want, here's your Chromebook, and here's your PS4, and here's unlimited data. I said, that is why we have rules. I said, because if we leave children do whatever they want, they don't know what's really out there. I said, and this is how dangerous it can become. Now, I'm 100% aware that any child that's using the internet and online, it's a complete and utter hazard immediately for online safety. I've come across things like this before. Yeah. I've heard stories about this before, but it's never been here. Yeah. This is after coming into my house. I didn't think that.
Well,
this is here.
Well, it is because it knows no borders. This was initiated by a click link on TikTok, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
Yeah, you see.
No, I'm not on TikTok.
No, but you see how everything is interconnected. There are ways and means. There's like a labyrinth of ways of getting into your life.
It comes up on the TikTok.
Yeah, an advert. You click on that. Then you go, and then you go from there to this.
But do you see how this online thing, like you spoke about the kids on the computers there last week and the gaming and all that.
Yeah.
And you see how now as well, all of this comes into play with, everything comes in with being online. Technology and being online.
I know.
Do you know? And like you have the gaming, you have the Snapchat, you have everything.
Lesson learned for him.
It all.
Lesson learned.
Massive lesson learned. Massive. I have all the parental safety things now on his phone, and I monitor everything. You see, I sit in and I watch everything that they're on and stuff. And the biggest thing for us in the house at the minute is this YouTube watching gamers.
He was on this unbeknownst to you, wasn't he? On this, you didn't know that he was on Omegle chatting with strangers.
I didn't even know this existed.
Yeah.
I knew nothing about it. That's why when he said it to me, he came to me in the evening when he was after being on it with a friend, and I said, "Oh, and what was that about?" And he kind of said, "Mom, I don't know." He didn't make much of a deal of it. So immediately, like I always do, I take my own phone and I take his phone.
That's right. No, the point being is he didn't have your permission to go on to talk with strangers.
No,
of course not. Yeah. Okay.
No.
Somebody just asked me to clarify that. Lesson learned, and let everybody aware that it can happen so easily.
I just want to make sure that, like, I'm a parent now. I'm not a perfect parent. To be honest, I'm winging it most of the time.
Yeah. Everyone's winging it as a parent, girl. We all winged it.
I'm trying to balance out COVID. I'm trying to balance out school, home learning. I'm trying to balance it all out. A new baby and everything like that.
I didn't have these kind of challenges with the Wild West of the internet. I mean, it was there, but it was Mickey Mouse stuff by comparison to what parents have to.
I remember we used to play Snake on our parents' mobile phones. The mobile phone was like a block.
It's different now. It's just so challenging.
I remember my mum's mobile number was an 088.
That's right.
That's how long ago. And then we'd play the games that were built in, or the Tetris on the TV. Do you remember that?
Better believe it. You better believe it.
Yeah. And now look at it. It's so scary now for parents today. And I just want to make this point, Neil, that if parents have their kids using online stuff or whatever, just check it out. Go through their Google Chrome search, go through it all and just regulate it and put on those safety locks. Talk to your children about these things because they're happening.
And I wonder if people have an opinion on what, with regards to what you did, actually letting him sit in as you engaged with a paedophile in pretense. Because it certainly was a life lesson that he will remember. I know people are going to have their own opinions on this, and that's okay. This could have happened with or without me. If it happened where I played out the role, it wasn't entrapment, it wasn't anything like that. I didn't initiate the conversation. No, I don't know. Absolutely not.
Not one bit. I'm not worried about.
Why would you be worried about it? Why would you be worried about entrapping a paedophile? I mean, that's not a problem. Don't worry about that. Because I'm telling you now, that hammer. Oh my God, Neil, what I would have done now with that hammer if he came around or arranged to meet him or did something. But this friend that he was with was actually engaging in these conversations, but has done so previously as well. And I found it so worrying. And did you say it to your son's buddy's parent?
Yeah, straight away.
Yeah, okay.
Straight away. Oh my God, straight away. Because like I didn't know what it was. They might not know either.
Okay.
You know,
Listen, thank you
so. Awareness.
It is, and that's what we've done this morning. I do appreciate it. Thank you so much, Amanda, for coming on air, for sending me all of the information ahead of it. I appreciate it.
Thanks for putting it out there anyway, so yeah.
Mind yourself. Take care.